right, 5 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this morning. It's an exciting time here in Ocala. We've got the film festival happening. We got the student film festival happening on Friday. There was a story just yesterday about how those people in the, what was the thing you worked for? The Film Commission?
The Film Commission of Real Florida and the Florida Motion Picture and Television Association.
So your counterparts in the other counties, they're all upset because our legislators are making it less attractive to do filming here. So we have a bunch of people here who might want to comment on that. And plus a good friend, the guy born with looks for TV and movies. Not radio. Like I got the looks for radio, you got the looks for TV. Greg Thompson is in the studio. We barged in yesterday when Greg was on Buddy Martin's show.
Yes, we
It
did.
was an invited barge.
With an accordion.
The mandolin. Yeah.
It was an invited barge.
I am here with a guest from Australia. She is going back going, it's like American bagpipes or something. I don't know. It scared the daylights out of me.
Oh, my goodness. So I don't know all of your guests' names. I met a couple of you, but Greg, if you could introduce us to the guests you have in the
I
studio.
would love that. I brought them here just for you. I'll go in order. Right beside me is Ann Wells, who is a returning filmmaker. She was here with us last year.
All right.
And loved it so much she came back, and she has a couple films she can tell you about that are going to play in the festival. And next to her is Woody Wise, is actually sort of a new friend to me, and I'm grateful that I get to claim him as a friend now, and been friends of Tim Walker, our other guest here this morning, for many years. Woody is an industry veteran, and Tim Walker is a legend. And we're going to tell you why.
Mind was that?
Oh, once you get to know him, I think you'll agree. I had no misconceptions when I was saying how legendary Tim is, not only in his art and skill, but as a human being. He's pretty special. So,
And who's the little pretty
I
lady
agree.
to your right? Who's
the
that?
pretty, I don't know. I've seen her before.
Seen her before.
I know. You look very familiar, Laurie Zink.
Lori Zink.
Good morning,
All right,
everyone.
Lori. And who's the
The young man
You
to
know who-
Lori's right.
This is my son Dylan Menard, who has been
Bill?
very, very generous with his lack of a mother
Dylan.
lately.
Dylan is your name, Dylan?
Yes.
Yes.
You got Leonardo DiCaprio looks. Does anybody ever tell you that?
Yeah, he gets that a lot.
Do you get that a lot? Is that right? Are you an actor? Are you interested in acting?
My sister is.
Your sister is. Okay. So you're going to follow suit? Yeah, no. How old are you, Dylan?
15.
15. Well, that's old enough to make that decision, right? Yeah. When did you start acting, Greg? When did the bug bite you?
Well, in earnest, I mean, I started in high school by accident. So I was a singer, actually. I started as a singer.
Oh, okay. And you walked onto the stage and...
Well, I won. It all sounds so silly at this point, because I mean, my hometown has mirrors at one end and a stoplight, and we all pretend it's a whole lot bigger than it is. And
Where's your hometown?
Rutherfordton. Well, I'm from Tennessee, but I grew up in Rutherfordton, North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're from there, we can tell when you're from there or not, because it's Ruffton.
Ruffton.
Oh, okay.
Ruffton. I'm not sure how they got the double F in there, but they figured out a way. And so, yeah, I grew up there in the middle of the mountains. But the thing is, back then, North Carolina was probably one of the richest states culturally in the country. It was incredible, the money that was spent and the commitment to the arts from crafts on up,
yeah.
you know. And so I won... Such a joke now. But I won the Young Artist Competition. It got me a $25 gift certificate at a local jewelry store, because what 14-year-old doesn't dash down to the local jewelry store? However, I did, and I bought my mother her Mother's Day present with it. I remember it very, very well. I was so excited because I could buy her a Mother's Day present without borrowing the money from her. And then they called me that summer and said, hey, we have this spot in Hello Dolly, and one of the people dropped out. You want to come do it? And I went, I don't know what that is, but sure. And so, sure enough.
So it was a singing role, right? Isn't it?
Well, I was in the chorus.
Isn't that a musical?
And suddenly I had to dance. I'd never had to dance. It's certainly not on cue. And so they called me in, and little did I know that I got called on Sunday afternoon. I started with them on Monday, and we opened on Friday. So my very first time on the stage. It isn't a new thing at OCT when I've had to jump in at the last minute.
It all led to everything you're doing now, didn't it?
Well, and then the choreographer said, you need to come back and audition for me in the fall. I'm doing this thing called the Nutcracker. And I thought, that sounds painful. I don't know what that is at all. I felt so stupid.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a bumpkin. And so I said, Lynn, if that's sure, yeah, great. You know, I was so starved for it. And indeed, she started working with me, and I did the Nutcracker Prince the next year, and from that point on, that was it.
Oh,
So,
gosh. You were glad to get out of that one, huh? Did you have to wear the leotard with the big cup in the
I have
front?
to tell you, well, I won't tell you exactly what they said, but I will say that my hometown was small enough that I got death threats from the KKK.
no.
Not kidding. I don't know how serious they were, if it was just, people being people. But anyway, yeah, there were letters sent to the high school that they were going to kill the, I'll say, boy in tights.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was funny is that the letter came and the principal called me in and I went, "What are tights?" No one had told me I was going to wear those or what they were.
Yeah.
No.
So-
So is everybody in the room a filmmaker? Does everybody have a film in the festival? Okay. All right. Everybody does. So can we learn about some of those films, or do we have a specific topic you want to address?
That's what they're here for.
That's what we're here for. All right. So Lori, do you have a film in the festival?
No.
No?
No. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
Okay. So
Actually, that is not true. We have almost 100 films.
Oh yes, actually, I have over 100 films in the festival.
are you
actually,
here?
Yes.
I mean, so you live in Ocala?
Yes.
Am I like out of the loop or something? I'm sorry. I don't know.
Okay.
You're looking at me like I
I'm
should know
sorry.
this
Can I
stuff.
say something?
Wait,
Everybody
I'm a
who's
little
listening,
stunned, yeah.
I have found the one person in Ocala that doesn't know Lori Zink.
Oh, Robin,
I'm not familiar
You did the
with Lori.
talking. then. I
Holy
don't-
cow, there are two of them, people. It's an enclave. It's growing.
All right. So educate us. then.
Larry, I've been here for
Nice to meet you.
17 years.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
18 years now. My experience in the arts in Ocala started actually with my daughter, Brittany Visser, who is an actor now, and started out when she was very young at Ocala Civic Theater, which is how I met Mr. Thompson.
Okay.
And
So Robin goes to all of the theaters. In fact,
And,
she's going tonight.
Yeah, we have season tickets.
my daughter did about 18 main stage shows at Ocala Civic Theater before her, from the age of, what, 7 to, or 10.
Oh, no, that's right. She was there a couple years
Seven to the time she graduated from high school. She now went on to Syracuse as a musical theater major and is in New York City since then. So,
nice.
So, and that's sort of what got me really involved in the arts. But I was myself in a large team of people, no different than the film festival, were the ones who did the Horse Fever Project. I was one of the founding members
Okay.
of Marion Cultural Alliance.
Okay.
I've brought a lot of I've done a lot of the One Night Off Broadways here, the musical dinner
thank
show
you for
series.
catching us up. Obviously, we know about your work. We
Yeah,
just
so,
didn't know your name.
And then Greg and I had a lovely evening one night that got a little late over
Oh, really?
a couple of bottles of wine,
Oh,
and
really?
we came up with this crazy idea of wouldn't it be fun to do a film festival in
festival.
Ocala? Yeah, well,
And it goes without.
what were we thinking is what I wanted. We keep. So anyway, that was.
said no more wine.
Yeah, we said we're not allowed. Nobody allows us to drink wine
We can each
together
drink it
anymore.
independently, but we are not allowed to drink it by ourselves.
together.
And I mean,
Together.
there was a really good reason for that. I mean, obviously, we had films being made here with the Tarzan films and all that, the Sea Hunt stuff. And
yeah,
all
that was
stuff.
one of our
Yeah.
reasons.
Well, and the thing is, Larry, it's because you asked this at the beginning. I mean, the initial bug for me, and then when I sat down with Laurie and we started chatting, I was like, "Hey," and she was like, "Yeah," and it grew. Was that I was asked by Christopher Miller, who was at Lake Weir. He's not there anymore now, but I was asked by Christopher Miller when I was doing a workshop with his kids at Lake Weir, the media students. He said, "Would you come back and host our award show?" And I said, "Sure." I had no idea what I was agreeing to, but if it was the kids, then yeah, I was going to do it.
Sure,
That's
sure,
kind of been
yeah.
my attitude in Ocala, and so I showed up, only to discover that a dear friend of mine for many years, I'm grateful to say, Norm Anderson, had given a very generous gift to keep that student media festival going.
Nice,
And I
nice.
thought, wow, I didn't know this. And I'm up there reading this off the cue cards for the first time and going, and our Marion County students are the most award-winning, the most fun. And I'm like, and I remember there thinking, can I have a minute? Really? You know, I thought, I didn't know this. And then I'm watching my friends on Facebook talking about the cuts and the teachers and everything going on in the school system here. And I thought, okay, you know what? They can't cut that. And then I come back to town and the Marion Theater has been restored and all these things. And I was like, okay, how can this work? And then Lori and I are sitting together. And I said, and she went, really? That's an interesting idea. And then we could.
Well,
Let me just say this to you. When Lori Sink says, and then we could hide in some very far away
Well,
place.
thank you for what you're doing. 'Cause
Well,
it-
and I think, Larry, I think the problem is because I actually have been on your show several times, but I think it must be that I don't have didn't get my eye makeup on quick enough before I got in here.
I am so sorry. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I see a million
I think
people.
it's because I don't look the same.
But anyway, thank you for what you've done, and
Thank
obviously
you.
you've enriched our community in so many different ways.
Thank you.
Let's take a little break. On the other side of the break, I want to make sure we focus on the three filmmakers that we have
Absolutely.
sitting here and find out about the films. So we'll take that break right now and be right back.
Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Ocala Business Leaders Incorporated is a group of independent local firms providing a wide range of quality goods and services. Each firm strives to maintain the highest level of professional integrity and 100% customer satisfaction. When you're looking for goods and services, call a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, and we are confident you will be pleased with the results. If you are interested in becoming a member of the Ocala Business Leaders, join us at the Ocala Elks Lodge, 25th Avenue in Ocala, any Wednesday at 7 a.m. and enjoy a breakfast on us. For more information, call 804-3700. Have you heard of Hyperdirectory? When looking for local businesses, go to hyper.directory. No need for www, no need for .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to local companies when it matters most. Hyperdirectory is your local business directory partnered with the Ocala Chamber and Economic Partnership to bring you trusted local businesses. Keeping Ocala local. Use hyper.directory. No www, not even .com, just hyper.directory. Connecting customers to businesses when it matters most.
All right, 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's return to this. All right, we want to make sure because we've got, when you have a lot of guests, sometimes you shortchange somebody. So let's try not to do that. Ann Wells, Woody Wise, and Tim Walker are all three here, and you all three are three separate filmmakers, right? Do you work together?
We're together.
Oh, you are together. The two of you are together. Okay, on one film. So let me start with Ann.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
I haven't
you.
met you before, right?
No, you
okay, I
have
haven't
not
forgotten
met
your
me
face.
before.
You used to wear glasses or something?
No. And I put my eye makeup on.
So you have a film in the film festival.
Yeah, I have two in this year. Two short films. One is called Paradise Boys, and that one plays tonight at 9 o'clock.
What is that about?
And that is a post-apocalyptic little adventure story starring my sons when they were teenagers and their friends. It's sort of comedic and offbeat and a little weird and adventurous.
Okay.
And then
and that's tonight at what time?
that's tonight at 9 p.m.
At 9 p.m. Okay.
And then Friday night, I have a little movie called Curtis Takes a Wrong Turn.
Okay.
Which is, again, offbeat. All my films are a little weird. It's very quirky. It's a little film that we shot in the California desert that makes fun of the American dream, that sort of thing.
Oh, really?
You know, we all grow up sort of thinking things are going to be a certain way.
Sure. Right.
And so that one is Friday night at 7 p.m.
Okay, Friday 7. Okay. All right, excellent.
Yeah.
And when you say they're quirky and offbeat, is this intentional? Do you do that on purpose? And
You know, I've been an artist my whole life, and I think at this point in my life, I mean, this is what happens when I express myself. I mean, it's just sort of what is in my brain, and the more honest I am about that, and the more true I am in my
let me just ask you this, and
expression.
maybe this is for everybody who does this kind of art. in a painting or sometimes
Yeah.
a song, it's a one man, one woman act.
Yes.
Movies is often very collaborative.
Oh, it is. It's
Does that make it
collaborative-
harder? Does that make it harder, easier, different?
You know, it makes it so much more interesting. And I was a painter before I started making movies, and to me, it's much more interesting because, especially as a writer director, I have these ideas of the way things are going to be.
Right,
you know, when
right.
when I create this sort of world in my head and put it on paper. And then through the process of directing and producing, it becomes something completely different. And then in editing, you're basically starting all over again and taking all those pieces and putting them together in an even different way than you might have imagined.
Wow.
And so many artists along the way put their stamp on it, you know. So it ends up being something you could never have imagined.
Which explains all those credits at the end of a movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful thing because it's true, you know, all the different, if you do it right, you know, all the different components have a voice that ends up on the screen. And it's
We
really
probably
cool.
don't have time to ask about the legal part, but I've often thought that artists don't normally have like legal savvy. And so I'm guessing that like when you have to get licenses for music, licenses for whatever, that's probably like the one thing you wish somebody else would do.
Well, you have to have an attorney, for that kind of thing. I mean, you're in any business, you're not smart if you're not, running any contracts by an attorney.
Sure.
So that's true in the film industry too.
So Woody Wise and Tim Walker, you're here to talk about the same films?
Yeah, Brotherhood of the Popcorn.
What's it called?
Brotherhood of the Popcorn.
Oh, that's
I
the
love that
shirt you're wearing.
Yep, that's
Now,
us.
tell me about that movie.
Well, I've always been a big movie buff. I used to run movie theaters. And I just noticed, we enjoy the old classic films of the 1930s and the 40s. So about 35 years ago, I got a little group together we call the Cliffhangers. I don't know whether you know what a cliffhanger is, but in the old days,
Well,
it
I
was a
do,
movie
yeah.
serial.
Yeah.
So we call ourselves the Cliffhangers. And for 35 years, we have met every other Saturday morning together for friendship and to watch a double feature and a serial. And a filmmaker heard about it, Enda Reed, and she says, "I got to make a movie about this."
Oh, neat.
And so it's about I have 8 guys because my little movie palace I built in my theater in my home only seats 8. So the only way you can get a new member
That is cool. That's cool. Do you know we had a thing this morning we never got to, but we were talking about the foods in America that foreigners find weird, and one of them was movie popcorn. I guess movie popcorn is an American thing. I guess have you ever gone to a theater in Europe? I don't know. I mean, do they not eat popcorn?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've never been to.
But it was on the list of foods that Americans eat normally, like macaroni and cheese. I guess it's not that popular in Spain.
I can tell you this: I've eaten it in Vienna and Copenhagen, and both places had popcorn.
In the movie theater? Oh, okay.
Well, I have my own popcorn machine, and they love it.
Don't you love popcorn? Just the smell of popcorn makes you want to.
Yeah, it's great.
So you wrote this one then?
No. The director, Enda Reed, actually did everything.
Okay.
We, Tim and I are the executive producers, and we both star in the movie.
Oh, okay.
I really started.
Yeah. If anybody would
You're a
really,
legend, Tim.
if
You're a
anybody
legend.
really
You're a
like to
legend.
know about Brotherhood of the Popcorn, just go to brotherhoodofthepopcorn.com, and you'll learn all
I
about
will
it.
be going there later on.
And Tim, you're an Emmy Award winner, and you're having a special talk at the Appleton.
Yes, at the Appleton today. Good morning. It's nice to be here.
Nice to meet you.
And,
Yes.
It's nice to come to Ocala for this festival. And
Where's home? Where's your home?
Los Angeles, California.
You
right-
came a long way. Wow.
We did. Woody and I both came a long way to screen our film and to give a talk about animation art and animation at the Appleton. And we went yesterday to look at the artwork, and there's such amazing, beautiful art there in the whole museum. And what struck me is there was nobody there. This beautiful museum. Everybody come to the museum. It's
Well, in fairness to the people of Ocala, they do go. They just don't.
Right.
They have like special events,
Right.
and then you'll see the place packed.
Oh,
Yeah, but all artists, you walk into a place like that and you just want to see it full of people 24/7.
Well,
I think
also-
it's a natural reaction.
Also, it was a Monday.
Yeah, it's a Monday.
Monday during the day.
Do you know?
Tuesday.
Was one Christmas season? Robin wanted to get a what do you call those things? A cell?
So,
A
Yes.
cell from, I guess it was Warner Brothers. That's a company you worked for, Warner
Yes.
Brothers. Yeah, it was one of those cells.
It was
Was it?
Animaniacs.
Yeah.
For my son.
And that's a complete. I mean, that's a completely different art form. Is there a museum of cells somewhere?
oh, there are not really. I mean, there are exhibits at various museums someplace, I'm sure. But they don't make a lot of the cells anymore because it's all on computer.
Is the Brotherhood of what's it called? Popcorn? The Brotherhood
Brotherhood of the Popcorn.
Is that animated?
No.
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
No, I just happen to be an animator that's
Gotcha.
part of this group.
Okay.
And I've been in animation for 50 years. I retired last year after 50 years in animation.
Oh, my God.
So you must have seen it go from the old pencil to paper to the
I've
digital
seen it go
stuff.
from everything.
Wow.
I started drawing when I was 5 years old. I saw a cartoon on television at my grandparents' house, and I said to myself, I don't know what that is, but I want to do that. And I started drawing that day, and I lived my dream.
Wow, nice.
When you talk about the cells that you went to buy, I grew up in Hanna-Barbera's trash can. I was 10 years old one Saturday morning,
Right.
and I was in the trash can taking the artwork, and I hear this, "Get out of that trash can, you knothead."
Oh,
and
no.
I poked my head up, it was Mr. Barbera.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
No
isn't
idea
that
who
cool?
he was, but I went on to animate, produce, and direct for him many years later.
And did you tell him the story? Do you remember you chased me out of the garbage can?
They had a 92nd birthday party for Mr. Barbera. Hanna-Barbera became part of Warner Brothers under the corporate umbrella and merging and everything. And they had a 92nd birthday party for him. They videotaped all the people who were still around from the old studio. So when they came to me, they started videotaping me, and I said, "Mr. B, it's great to be here on your birthday and help you celebrate happy birthday. I'll bet you don't remember the day we met." And I tell the story about being 10 years old. And
That is
always
cool.
gets a huge laugh.
That is cool.
Larry, I want to ask Tim what he's worked on, please. Just ask him.
What have you worked on, Tim?
Smurfs, Flintstones, Top Cat, Jetsons, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Batman, Superman, Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, Flintstones.
You are an icon.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Justice
You know,
Like,
I've-
he is. That's what.
He is an
That's
icon.
there is the legendary. Tim Walker.
I've met a lot of name droppers in my life.
Yeah.
I've never heard people name drop cartoons. So that is awesome. That is really cool. But I think it's important that you did what you just did, and thank you for
And
suggesting
Larry,
that.
let me do this
Because
morning.
let me just finish. I think if people want to go to the Appleton, they should know that you're going to be there tonight.
Oh, absolutely. I
So-
will be there, hopefully, to explain part of the process of animation and to answer questions they have and to inspire kids and adults to pick up pencils and start drawing.
Wow.
And
He's
Larry,
also
we're
ins-
asking everybody, tonight is a great night, and like we keep saying, one not to be missed. And I encourage people in our community to bring their kids to all of us in our lifetimes have watched these cartoons. Our kids, like this morning, I was walking with my son Dylan, and I said, "You get to meet Tim Walker today," and he was like, "Who's that?" And I started
That is
naming,
cool,
and
yeah.
he said, "I know him. I know exactly who he is. I watched. You know what I mean?" It was
Nice,
and so kids, I want everybody needs to come out. I mean, it's going to be a great evening. Music, films. The legendary Tim Walker. You get to go through the Appleton with Tim and let him speak to you and
Very
tell
good.
you how the exhibits are done. I mean, it's just going to be amazing. So
And
you
he's
got to
chosen
come
this
out.
event to debut his second book too,
Yes,
so you can get a
absolutely.
copy and get it signed while he's here with us.
Oh, nice.
a
What
big
time?
night.
What time does that start tonight?
4:30.
4:30. So not tonight. This afternoon.
Well, you
This-
do. The first showing of the film is 4:30 to 6. Then you have the reception is from 6 to like 8:45.
Okay, okay.
And then there's another film at 9. So you can choose to come to
Okay.
the early film, the late film, but certainly be at the reception in the middle.
Lori Zink, thank you so much for coming in, and please accept my apologies for not remembering. Dylan, nice to meet you. And of course, Greg Thompson, Ann Wells, Woody Wise, and Tim Walker. And what a
It's an
pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
coming. Have fun.
Thank you.
And for the rest of the community, thank these people. They gave us something great with this film festival. Thank you. We will take a little break. Be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Victories in Wisconsin last night for Ted Cruz and Bernie Sanders.
This campaign is giving energy and enthusiasm to millions of Americans.
I look